House votes to ban 314. It's Pi Day. News starts now.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
And good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary today.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning, but we want to get a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast. Gorgeous day yesterday. Hard to top that. And, as we looked into next week, where it's going to get chilly again, a lot of teases going on. Like Now everybody's ready for spring. They want it yesterday, but reality.
Walking outside yesterday, the birds were chirping. It was beautiful, 60s. I had a walk in the evening. It was fantastic. We got another nice day today. The rain looks to hold off until roughly 7, 8 p.m.
Okay.
That's when things turn a bit more on the wet side. But right now, it's still looking a little bit on the cool side, similar to yesterday morning with temperatures in the 30s. 32 in Rome, 32 in Hamilton, but a huge contrast down in Binghamton at 46 degrees, below freezing up in Watertown and Saranac Lake. Cooperstown looking dry, 32 degrees there as well. And again, it's looking to be another dry day with some passing clouds, very similar to yesterday, but we're not looking at a dry night heading into tonight. We're seeing those temperatures again climbing into the upper 50s, low 60s, increasing clouds, rain showers arriving tonight, lingering into early tomorrow morning. Following that, we've got a mostly dry day following that rain for Friday, plus a look at this holiday weekend forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. Well, it was a beautiful day yesterday, 60s, sunshine, and we had a nice sunset as well. And for today, looking at weather similar to that, although a few more clouds in the sky. But heading to work today, cool start, but no travel impacts are expected. Here's a look at those drive times going from I-90 and the arterial in Utica, and of course from 5S, Mohawk to Utica, and Rome to Utica and back. You can see the drive times around 61 miles per hour speeds and 10 to 11 minutes along Route 49. Heading to work today, we're seeing relatively clear skies, a cool start to your day, warming up into the upper 50s to low 60s. Not nearly as warm as yesterday, but it will still be warm by early to mid-March standards. And of course, this evening, the rain looks to hold off until after sunset. Rain will linger overnight and into the very early start of Friday morning. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks a lot. Well, happening today, registration for the
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Again, it was a beautiful day today. Couldn't ask for a better mid-March day here in Central New York. And today, we'll see slightly similar weather, but a bit more clouds in the sky. A live look at downtown Utica right now. Weather is quiet. Temperatures in the 30s at this point. And we will warm up a few degrees into the 40s and eventually 50s by this afternoon. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, a live radar. We are seeing completely quiet conditions all across the area. Again, the rain looks to hold off for the majority of the day today. So if you want to enjoy the outdoor weather, go for that run, walk, go for a bike ride. You can do it anytime during the daytime. As we approach the late evening, 7 to 8 p.m., that's when that rain looks to arrive. And it's a fast-moving low-pressure system. You can see just how quick it arrives. And then the rainfall chances slowly decreasing as we head throughout Friday morning. Maybe some lingering patchy drizzle in the late morning to early afternoon Friday, but you can see here Friday evening is looking dry. And let's hope that pretty much sticks around for the St. Patrick's Day parade. As of now, we're keeping the rain out of the forecast, maybe a light drizzle, but we're not looking at anything major regarding rainfall. It will be a bit on the cool side, temperatures in the upper 30s, so dress a little bit warm if you're heading out, but it won't be too bad. We definitely have seen cooler and snowier, at least weather systems in the few years past. But an early preview of the weekend forecast. Here's what we're looking at for today. We've got 49 for the high Saturday. It does warm up following that morning with mostly cloudy skies. It does cool down again on Sunday with rain showers lingering throughout the day, and in higher elevations that will switch over to a few flurries and wet snow. But to our skycast, today we're seeing sunshine, temperatures climbing into the 50s, a few more passing clouds by the evening, and as we approach the overnight hours, here comes that rain, and it will linger throughout the overnight, but by Friday morning, aside from some patchy light drizzle, looking at cloudy skies and pretty much completely dry weather all across the area. And following that, an early look at Saturday, we can still see that rain looks to hold off for the most part, maybe some light drizzle right here, but for the most part it is, again, looking pretty dry. Your 7-day forecast, 60s for the highs today if we're lucky in the Mohawk Valley, 50s for Friday. Then on Saturday, a little bit cooler for the parade, but it does warm up into the 40s. But following that, next week, the first few days of spring, it's not
gonna
really
snow.
Yeah, of course, it's complete opposite than what we're seeing today.
Well, that's the way the weather's gone. Now, if you look on the calendar, it is 3/14 or 3/14, which is Pi Day. So, what do you think about that? And that is based on a symbol used in mathematics to represent a constant. It starts with 3.14159, and some people can go many numbers beyond that. How many can you remember in pi?
I remember in my math class it was 3.141592654, and that's as far as I got.
Wow.
I don't know anything farther than that because, of course, what's the point in knowing all that? It goes on and on and on. So.
Unbelievable. The only one I know is 2 pi, Kirk 2 pi.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. And he's got a hat that says it, 2 with the pi symbol. So
It's really creative.
that's awesome. All right. Well, here's some math that works in your favor.
News with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning once again. Thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
Beautiful day yesterday, and the string looks to continue today, but then reality sets back in.
Yeah, it's have a nice day today. Weekend's looking at least initially dry. Then, of course, spring arrives, feeling a lot more like what we should be seeing
Right.
for this week. But something that a lot of people probably remember on this day, 7 years ago, Superstorm Stella.
Stella, wow.
I was not working here when that happened, but I just hear stories of
That was one of those, showing my age, that was one of those ones that everybody talks about because we had folks here that spent the night. You come up on Smith Hill. Sometimes if you come up, you don't get down. And yeah, everything was pretty much shut down, and it was crazy night. But it was one of those, when you get in this business and things that you remember, that is certainly one of them. And I remember driving home at maybe 7 o'clock the next morning, and thanks to my friends at the Frankfurt DPW at the time, my driveway had not been touched, so I couldn't pull my driveway. So I parked at the fire station, and my buddy gave me a ride home.
Oh,
and I jumped
so
over the
nice.
snowbank into the house. It was crazy. So
yeah,
so Mark Paratano, thank you for that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and again, it's 7 years ago today. Today, not looking anything like that. Look at the, again, 33 inches of snow was measured in Utica. Just an absolute chaotic storm, if you want to call it that. But we're still well behind average for snowfall for this time of year. Still around 57.6 inches below average. We should be seeing as of this March 14th. The radar is looking dry and quiet, and over the next 12 or so hours, again, we're looking at completely different weather than, of course, the Superstorm Stella weather. Sunshine, temperatures near 60 once more. We're looking at an arrival of rain tonight and a preview of that weekend forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And don't forget, everybody, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, the march toward
Welcome back. We are showcasing our weather photo of the day on this Thursday, and this one, a great shot. A lot of you have probably seen it yesterday if you were enjoying the nice weather, the very colorful sunset. This one was taken in Lee, and again, we're looking at something similar to this today. However, not so much in the evening with rain showers beginning to arrive. but we'll see more of that sun throughout the morning and afternoon. Those temperatures today starting out chilly, relatively in the 20s, 29 in Inlet, 29 Outer Lake, 37 Whitesboro, 43 Hessville, 32 in Cooperstown. And throughout the day today, those temperatures do climb, approaching 60 once more. Not nearly as warm as yesterday, but it is going to be another mild and warm day here in central New York. We're tracking the arrival of rain tonight and what to expect for the weekend straight ahead. Steve?
All right, thanks, Eric. Well, 2 days until the Utica St.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. It's turning out to be another quiet day here in central New York. The rain we were expecting later on this week looks to hold off until after sunset tonight. A live look at downtown Utica right now. Quiet weather. Traffic still not too busy just yet, as the morning rush hour has yet to arrive, and the temperature currently 36 degrees. Quiet weather on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and we're not expecting any rain today, at least until the evening, again right after sunset. So if you have any plans to go out for that walk, that run, go for a bike ride, great weather to do that for today. But again, the rain arrives tonight, lingers in the early part of Friday. Friday not looking so sunny, but it will dry up as the morning continues on. And a preview of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. It is looking to be on the dry side. Still, we can't rule out some light drizzle and mist, but we are warming up into the 30s, so we'll be a little bit on the cool side. Bundle up with a light winter jacket, but we reach the 40s by the afternoon for highs, approaching near 50 by the evening with mostly cloudy skies. Sunday is trending a little bit on the cooler side with highs in the mid to low 40s as rain switches over to snow in some spots, still staying as rain in the Mohawk Valley. Your skycast for today, we're seeing plenty of sunshine as these morning clouds in some spots whisk away, but a lot of our area is already still seeing completely clear skies. High temperatures climb into the upper 50s to low 60s. Then by 5 to 6 p.m., here come the clouds, and then here comes the rain showers. The rainfall remains pretty steady overnight, but by 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow, this system is almost completely past us. It's a very fast-moving low-pressure system. Beyond that, lingering clouds on Friday, temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. And following that, we've got cloudy skies Friday night into early Saturday, and your Saturday morning starting out with clouds, and we're seeing just a few pockets, some light drizzle, but we could see some sunshine briefly by the late evening before yet again more rain arrives from a cold front heading into Sunday. And so for today, across central New York, partly cloudy skies, temperatures climbing into the 60s. Your 7-day forecast, it's looking mild again tomorrow. Still relatively mild on Saturday, but we're looking at that gradual cool down for the next few days, and the first few days of spring are looking a little bit more like what we usually see in March, with some scattered lake effect snow showers and temperatures in the 30s.
All right, and looks pretty good for St. Patrick's Day Parade right now. So as we're, 48 hours away, give or take?
Yeah.
Hopefully that maintains its course.
Yes, more and more optimistic now.
All right, that's good to hear. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, finally, the most beautiful sights of spring are just a phone now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning, but let's get a check of the Storm Tracker 2 forecast first. And great day yesterday, and it looks not quite, but pretty close today, right?
Yeah, pretty similar. We've got upper 50s, low 60s. Sun to start, clouds will increase. It gives way to rain tonight, but the good news is the rain looks to hold off until after sunset. So those of you who have plans to go out maybe for a run or a walk, enjoy the spring-like weather, go golfing.
Yeah, go out for lunch.
Yeah, do that today while we still have the beautiful weather. But it is a chilly start. Look at those conditions out there this morning. It's currently in the 30s, 32 degrees in Rome, 32 in Hamilton, 46 Binghamton, a little warmer out there, and same thing out in Syracuse with a low of 43 so far. And a live look At the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, everything is quiet here in central New York this morning, and over the next 12 or so hours, we warm up to near 60 once more, but the sunshine gives way to some mid to upper level clouds, and those clouds give way to some rain showers heading into tonight, roughly between 7 to 8 p.m. The rain lingers overnight, drying out a little bit for your Friday with still clouds sticking around throughout the day. We will look at what to expect beyond that into the holiday weekend, plus the first few days of spring straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is expected.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. After a fantastic day yesterday, we're looking at similar conditions to today with a cool start, warming up into the 50s and 60s as you approach the afternoon. But as you head to work today, we're looking at those road conditions across central New York. First off, I-90 and the arterial. Nothing out of the ordinary, no accidents. Of course, with the dry weather, things are looking pretty okay heading to work today. Same thing if you're heading along 5S or Route 49 from Utica to Rome. Those drive times and average speeds looking right around normal. Heading to work today, again, a cool start, a few passing clouds, so keep those sunglasses handy if you're heading out later on to, this morning. But by this evening, clouds will begin to increase. Temperatures, though, will climb into the upper 50s to low 60s. The rain looks to hold off until after or right around sunset, right before things turn a little bit on the, I would say, more mild side. Warmer today, mild tomorrow, with some lingering clouds. Talk about that, plus, again, the weekend forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks a lot. Happening today, registration for the World.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. Happy Thursday, everyone. After a beautiful day yesterday, similar weather today with highs in the upper 50s to low 60s. Take a live look outside from our Nexus camera looking at downtown Utica. The twilight in the far distance. We've got a few passing clouds early this morning, and those temperatures feeling a little bit on the cool side, 37 degrees. However, we will continue to warm up yet again into the 40s, 50s, and in some spots near 60 once more. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Everything is quiet and dry this morning, and throughout the day today, it's going to continue to remain dry. So as you mentioned earlier, if you have any plans to go out, maybe for a lunch, sit out for a coffee early this morning, or just simply go for a run, go for a walk, ride your bike, go golfing. Great weather for that today. The rain looks to hold off until after 6 or so p.m. 6 to 8 p.m. is when that rain arrives, and it moves in fairly quickly before things will gradually dry out a little bit by the early part of Friday. Friday evening, trending more dry with maybe some patches of light drizzle, which could linger into the early part of Saturday. But so far, your St. Patrick's Day parade forecast, if you're heading out there for this weekend, I would say dress a little bit warmer, with temperatures still stuck in the upper 30s between 9 and 11 a.m. In fact, these should be saying 9, 10, 11 a.m., not 9, 1, and 6. But we're seeing clouds throughout the day, giving way to maybe a peak of sunshine by the end of Saturday, with highs approaching the upper 40s to as high as the low 50s. A little cooler on Sunday with rain showers and temperatures reaching the low to mid 40s. Some of those rain showers will eventually turn over to snow in the higher elevations. But for today, a few passing clouds, peaks of sunshine, and temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s. A beautiful day today. Clouds increase right around sunset, and then here comes that rain. It moves fairly quick, and before you know it, that widespread rain is over and done with by Friday morning. Again, patches of drizzle, mostly cloudy skies. South wind picks up. We could see maybe a few breaks later on as we head into Saturday. We can still see just a few patches of drizzle, and then right there, that south wind. Here comes peaks of sunshine, and then more rain arrives by Sunday. For today, though, temperatures in the 50s and 60s, partly cloudy skies, your 7-day forecast. We are in the 50s for Friday, drying out. The weekend, I would say relatively mild, but not too bad. However, as we approach the first few days of spring, of course, here comes the cooler weather, just in time for Bill to come back from Florida and enjoy the nice weather we've seen.
Well, look, to be fair, there are a lot of times Bill goes on vacation and we get storms.
Yeah.
Right? We always see when Sam Wessing fills in, it's Storm Tracker Sam, because as soon as Bill decides he's going to go out of town.
Tornadoes, snowstorms, every time she fills in.
Unbelievable. Well, today is Pi Day, 314, celebrated each year and is based on a symbol used in mathematics that represents a constant. So, we talked about this earlier. The number starts with 3.14. How far do you, but it goes on and on and on. How far can you go?
3.14-159-2654.
Okay.
I can't go farther than that.
Right.
I might be able to guess maybe, of course, you have like a 1 in 9 chance to get the next number
Yeah,
right.
right, exactly. So,
Eventually.
So here's some math that works to your favor. As I said at 5 o'clock, I know 3.14 and then 2 pi, Kirk 2 pi. He has a hat, looks just like that, as a matter of fact. Well, here's some math that works in your favor. Many retailers are getting into Pi Day by offering pie-themed deals and freebies today. Quite a few pizza and pie spots will offer deals across the country. Burger King and Taco Bell also offering pie deals. There's even a website for Pi Day. So then a little later, I'm sure our web manager, Zach, will put a link up for all of that coming up at WKTV.com. And speaking of social, digital media, and all that fun stuff, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on X. Our social media handles are right there on your screen. If today is your birthday, make it a great one. Here's the
News with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
And good morning once again. It is 6:30. I'm Steve McMurray in for Gary.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to today, but let's start with a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast.
And we've got nice weather today. If you liked yesterday's weather, it's somewhat of a repeat to what we're going to be experiencing for today. One thing, though, and I mentioned it right before we went back on, I was showing him a video of me shoveling the massive amount of snow we got 7 years ago today with Superstorm Stella.
Wow, that was a crazy day. We were talking about at 5:30. That was one of those, in WKTV lore, it was one of those nights that folks ended up spending the night here because we got into work, but a lot of us didn't get back until the next morning. So,
going down Smith Hill with all that snow.
No, it was crazy, no doubt.
And how much snow officially fell in Utica? Well, in case you forgot, it was 33 record-setting inches of snow in just a short span. At that point, I was living down in a town called New Berlin, in case you guys know about that town as well. We still saw a lot of snow down there, and the video of me, my mom sent me as a reminder of what happened that day. I was shoveling out to the driveway, and I had to shovel my way back to the house before I realized it was kind of a pointless thing to be shoveling during that snowstorm. The season's snowfall total so far, still 32 inches, so even if we get a Stella, we would not be anywhere near our deficit for this season's snow so far. This morning, though, well, there's no snow, there's no Stella on the horizon. It's 32 degrees, quiet weather, and over the next 12 hours, expect complete opposite. Sunshine, highs approaching the upper 50s, low 60s. Again, beautiful weather today. We're tracking the arrival of rain showers tonight, and then we'll look at what to expect for the St. Patrick's Day weekend straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, the march toward
Welcome back. Before we get to the weather photo of the day, doing some more digging and some more facts as we are on the anniversary of the snowstorm Stella. 33 inches of snow in Utica. This set the record for the most amount of snow within 24 hours, beating the previous record of 24.5 in 1971. So it smashed that record. And again, this is such an uncommon system to occur that it's going to be probably a long time before we'd ever come anywhere close to a system like that again. Just a reminder that anytime snowstorms are in the forecast, that this is definitely going to be an outlier. And of course, this also set March of 2017 into the top 10 snowiest months on record just with that single snowstorm. But again, the weather for the day was from the sunset yesterday. A nice, beautiful shot. I'm pretty sure a lot of you got the chance to see it out there enjoying the fantastic weather yesterday. And we got another nice day on tap, although it'll be a little bit cooler with temperatures starting out in the 20s and 30s, warming up though into the 40s, 50s, and eventually low 60s by this afternoon. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Well, just 2 days until
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. If you liked the weather yesterday, good news. We've got another nice day on tap with sunshine peeking out and temperatures climbing into the 50s and 60s. A live look in Oneonta right now, a very colorful sunrise. We're seeing a thin layer of fog due to an inversion right there. It's less widespread than expected yesterday, but still, as the morning progresses, that fog will lift, and we're looking at some sunshine to start out your day today. A live look at the radar, quiet conditions, completely dry all across central New York, and over the next 12 or so hours, we continue to remain dry. So if you have any outdoor plans today, if you want to go out for that afternoon run or walk, go out for lunch and sit outside, or just go for a nice bike ride, go golfing. Great weather for that today. The rain will look to arrive a little bit after sunset, 7 to 8 p.m. It moves in fairly quickly, and then beyond that, the rain will gradually come to an end. And then by Friday afternoon and Friday evening, aside from some patchy light drizzle and mist, we look to clear out heading into early Saturday morning. A look at your parade forecast. If you were planning on heading to the St. Patrick's Day Parade, temperatures in the 30s, so I dress a little bit on the warmer side. We're still going to be seeing lingering clouds throughout the morning. Again, maybe a little bit of a light mist and drizzle, but we're not tracking anything in terms of a complete washout or like what we saw last year and in years past, snow. So none of that, just mainly dry weather and 30s. The clouds will gradually clear throughout the day Saturday, and we warm up into the upper 40s to low 50s. A little bit cooler for Sunday. A cold front arrives, bringing rain. That rain will gradually switch over to some light snow in the higher elevations. Highs on Sunday in the low to mid 40s. Today, though, we're tracking nice weather. We got almost like a repeat of yesterday with highs in the upper 50s, low 60s. Plenty of sunshine. Clouds will be an increase with partly cloudy skies by the late afternoon to early evening. Then mostly cloudy right around sunset, right before that rain begins to arrive. And you see it moves through the area fairly quickly. By 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow, it's mostly done with, maybe a few lingering pockets of rain showers throughout the early to mid-morning. But by Friday afternoon, things look to dry out almost entirely with mostly cloudy skies to overcast skies. Then Friday night, pockets of some light drizzle possible, and then that south wind moves up. We could be seeing pockets of light drizzle continuing on as well, and then beyond that, some clearing in the clouds before more rain is expected to arrive overnight, and that rain following that cold front will bring the chance for some spotty snow showers in higher elevations. Today, though, 50s and 60s, partly cloudy, a beautiful day in your 7-day forecast. We're seeing a gradual cool down following today into the 50s by Friday, 40s Saturday, into the 30s by next week for the first few days of spring.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning, but we want to get right to that forecast so you can better plan your day. So, Eric, take it away.
Yeah, we got nice weather, pretty quiet day, easy job for me. It's sunny out, similar to yesterday, and we're not tracking any snowstorms. We're not tracking any Stellas
That's
in
nice.
the near future.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the current conditions out there right now. It's in the 30s. It's a cool start with clear skies over some parts of the area, a few passing clouds, but again, no Stella is reported across the area today, but 7 years ago, that was a much different story. You guys were waking up and seeing a lot of snow. In fact, record-setting snow, the most snow in 24 hours Utica has seen on record, and that's likely something that we will not be seeing again for a long time. And you can see here, our snowfall deficit is approaching 60 inches below average, so even with a record-setting Stella, we would still be below average with snowfall this season. Over the next 12 or so hours, no snow. In fact, sunshine, complete opposite. High temperatures climbing in the upper 50s to low 60s. Clouds increase this evening. We're tracking rain showers for tonight. That comes to an end by tomorrow, looking at clouds, and then eventually the forecast for the St. Patrick's Day Parade and the entire St. Patrick's Day weekend straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, we'll look for that. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer expected to deliver a major address.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Sometimes words don't do certain pictures, certain videos justice. The live view right here in Oneonta is an example. What a beautiful sunrise right here. I'll just take a few seconds just to absorb the fantastic shot this morning. There's valley fog, there are some clouds in the distance, and the sunrise taking place just right now. Breathtaking shot taking place in Oneonta. It's currently 37 degrees right now. In Utica, 36 degrees with a fiery yellow sunrise early this morning as well. And on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, with the clouds and dry weather this morning, that'll be the main weather system for today, looking entirely dry with no rain expected for the entire day today. That will change, though, as we head into this evening. So if you have any outdoor plans, going out for a walk, run, bike ride, golfing, great weather for that today. The rain looks to hold off until around 7 to 8 p.m. Beyond that, though, things will look a bit rainy, lingering into early Friday morning. Then those rainfall chances diminish a little bit, not entirely zero, but for the most part, if we do see any rain, it will be spotty. It will produce some light drizzle, maybe a mist, but the heaviest and steadiest rain will be overnight tonight. An early preview, if you're deciding to go to the St. Patrick's Day Parade this weekend on Saturday, the temperatures throughout the parade from the upper 30s and cloudy skies. Again, a light mist possible, but we're not looking at anything near a washout, and it won't be too bad compared to years past where we've seen plenty of snow. But later on in the day on Saturday, we climb into the upper 40s to low 50s with mostly cloudy skies. A cooler day on Sunday with highs only in the upper, at least the low to mid 40s, with a potential for rain showers developing as a cold front pushes through our area. Today, though, plenty of opportunity for some sunshine, and heading in tonight, clouds will begin to increase. Temperatures climbing very comfortably into the upper 50s, low 60s. As soon as the rain arrives, it's over and done with for the most part by early Friday. Lingering light drizzle and mist, but the steady rain is over and done with. Then by Friday afternoon, still looking relatively dry. Approaching Saturday, still looking at clouds, some patchy light drizzle early Saturday morning to Saturday afternoon, some clearing clouds before more rain is expected by Sunday. But for today, though, it's pretty pleasant, 60s and 50s, partly cloudy skies in your 7-day forecast. Beautiful weather today. Rain comes to an end tomorrow. Rain returns again for St. Patrick's Day, looking pretty cool as we head into the first few days of spring.
Gage is joining us right now, and he is the man of the hour, or man of the last 48 hours, I would say. It's been a beautiful day yesterday, another one today. There's that old saying, good things must come to an end, but we're gonna wait for that.
Yeah, we'll wait a little bit. Yeah, we've got the nice weather. The sunshine is out. Let's enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah,
but not until 1 o'clock. We want to watch the whole show first. Then.
Yeah, watch our show, then go out for that walk. Let's take a look at what's going on outside right now across the Mesonet Camera Network. Gorgeous blue skies, temperatures quickly climbing into the 50s right now. And so far, the weather is dry. But as you mentioned, as all good things come to an end, well, following this nice weather, rain showers will arrive this evening, lingering overnight, but it does dry out by tomorrow afternoon, although clouds will be a lot more stubborn compared to today. Over the next 12 hours, we can see here those temperatures climbing into the upper 50s to low 60s, a little cooler than yesterday, but still we'll take the nice weather and sunshine. Clouds will increase by the late afternoon to early evening, and you can see right here the clouds turning to rain, and that rain will linger overnight and into early tomorrow morning. We're tracking that rainfall plus what to expect for the rest of your Friday and into the St. Patrick's Day weekend straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Herkimer County students today got a break from traditional class.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. It's turning out to be yet another beautiful day here in Central New York. Enjoy the nice weather because things are going to start trending more unsettled and eventually cooler by next week. A live look at downtown Utica, still a gorgeous scene, and 30 minutes from now, I'm going to show a great time lapse of the sunrise in Oneonta. Currently 56 in Utica, going through some of our sky watchers, starting out in Otsego County. Harry and Otsego with 57 degrees, Gary and Scamus with 54, Bob and Clinton with 55, and Jeff and Mohawk with 58 degrees. So we are continuing to warm up right now. In Rome, a little cooler and more cool as you head up in the North Country, currently 54 degrees. Winds, thankfully, are not strong with us as well. The radar is quiet, but this will change as the afternoon continues on. Zooming out a little bit, we're seeing this low pressure system bringing rain showers here locally, but thankfully the severe weather from the system stays well south. Here's a look at a very strong squall line producing upwards of 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, which is impacting parts of Indiana and heading into Ohio. So again, nowhere near us locally. For those of you thinking of heading to the St. Patrick's Day Parade this weekend, we've got good news. It's trending more dry, maybe a light mist and some light drizzle, but there won't be any major washout or snowstorm like we've seen in years past. Might want to bundle up a little bit with temperatures still in the upper 30s for pretty much most of the morning. But throughout the weekend, in fact on Saturday, the morning turns to the afternoon and the temperatures will continue to climb into the upper 40s. With mostly cloudy skies. We're lucky, some clearing later on in the evening, but by Sunday, it's trending cooler. A cold front pulls through and rain showers will turn over to snow in higher elevations. We're not thinking a whole lot, but enough to produce maybe a dusting following that into Monday and Tuesday. So your skycast for today, we're seeing lots of sunshine this afternoon, milky skies from that cirrus layer of clouds way up in the sky. Temperatures do climb into the upper 50s to low 60s. Following that, we're seeing that widespread rain pull through, and again, it's moving fairly quickly. By Friday morning, aside from some lingering light drizzle, things do eventually dry up, with still some stubborn clouds sticking around a lot of the area throughout the remainder of the day. For today, though, temperatures in the 60s and 50s. Enjoy the fantastic weather while we still have it for now, because your 7-day forecast, we cool down a little bit. It's slow, it's gradual, but we go from 61 for the high today till Monday, a high of 38. The first day of spring, a high of 36 with some lake effect snow still sticking around, and those cooler temperatures still linger in the majority of next week. So again, if you want to do golfing, go out for that walk, go out for that bike ride, today would just be absolutely perfect for it.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll keep an eye on Saturday. Folks want to know about the parade. And it's not just the Utica parade. There is a parade Friday night in Old Forge. Hopefully they can get that in there without any rain. And there's also one in the Cuyahoga Valley Saturday afternoon. So busy weekend. Folks want to know. Hopefully that rain stays away. Hopefully luck of the Irish means,
Yeah, we'll bring the luck of the Irish to the weather.
We'll see what happens. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, while parts of the country are experiencing, brought heavy snow to Utica and all of central New York. Now, it was a storm that many of us, all of us who were alive at the time, will never forget. State of emergencies were in place. Travel bans were put into effect. The scenes from around the area included stranded and buried cars, numerous people stuck at work or in their home. A total of 33 inches fell in Utica over the span of 24 hours, easily reaching and still holding the #1 spot in our snowfall records. Some places saw even more snow. Ilion reporting 36 inches, Bridgewater 41, Cassville 44, and Hartwick with 48 inches of accumulation. That was a lot of snow to shovel. 4 feet down in Hartwick.
It's hard to believe just how much snow that is. And
let me get out of the way of your graphic 1 second.
yeah. Well, it's crazy to see this too, because it was 33 inches officially in Utica. Our entire season so far brought us 32 inches. That fell in 24 hours. So it's kind of mind-blowing now to realize just how much snow that was. And again, it definitely was a historic storm. Not a very typical one.
And certainly one that nobody will forget. We were talking about it in the morning show. That was one of those storms that lives on in KTV lore, as the night crew got to spend the night because you couldn't get down Smith Hill or Grace Road. And then once those roads were cleared, folks were going back to normal, but everything was shut down. And it was a crazy, crazy day, but it's central New York. What are you going to do?
Yeah, central New York weather. And today, a much different story. We're not talking about any snowstorms. Matter of fact,
That's good.
Look at what we're seeing out there right now. We've got plenty of sunshine across the area. A live look at Oneonta right now. Some milky skies are moving in. Those are some high-level cirrus clouds, but there is still plenty of sunshine across a lot of the area. In fact, right here in the Mesnet Camera Network, we're seeing all those blue skies from Brookfield to Woodgate, Camden, all the way up north to Osceola and Old Forge. And the radar, it's looking quiet for now, but we are tracking some rain showers arriving from the west. That'll bring with it widespread rain overnight tonight. So again, if you want to enjoy the spring-like weather, go out today, especially this early to mid-afternoon. But as we approach sunset right here, you can see clouds increasing, then 7 to 8 p.m., that rain moving on and lingering overnight. We're talking about the weather for tomorrow with more clouds, thankfully a little bit more dry, plus the forecast for the St. Patrick's Day Parade and the weekend itself coming up. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. New York State has chosen the city of Little Falls.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. As promised, showcasing the beautiful sunrise we saw early this morning. And I'm going to stop it a few times because the scene was breathtaking. This was in Oneonta this morning. I'm going to pause it right about here. You can see the nice colors in the background. And then freezing it right here. Look at that shot. Oneonta got to see a breathtaking sunrise this morning. On top of that, as the sun continued to rise, well, we're looking at valley fog just over Oneonta due to an inversion. Now think of valley fog as if spices or something in your soup is settling and the sun acts like a spoon stirring the settlement in the bottom enough to mix all that moisture away. In this case, the fog, and that's why by this afternoon things cleared out and we're seeing plenty of sun. Currently 54 degrees at Griffiths and Rome, sunshine across the board, and winds, thankfully, not too bad compared to earlier this week. Radar is quiet, but that's going to be temporary. Zooming out a little bit, we're seeing the widespread rain beginning to arrive. Hasn't quite reached Buffalo just yet, But also, thankfully, the worst of this system is not nearing us. A tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning just south of Fort Wayne in Indiana. And this squall line is producing quarter-sized hail. So luckily, no hail or severe weather in our forecast for the short term. On top of that, if you are wondering what the weather is going to be like for the St. Patrick's Day parade on Saturday, well, it is trending dry with some stubborn clouds, maybe a light mist in the air. And again, bundle up a little bit. Temperatures will still be in the 30s throughout the mid to late morning. And throughout the weekend, at least for Saturday, it does warm up a little bit with highs into the upper 40s. Clouds decreasing a little bit throughout the day. But on Sunday, it's going to be cooling down more. A cold front brings cooler weather, rain, and eventual snow in higher elevations. So far, not looking at too much, but of course, as the days get closer, we'll have a better idea of how that system will shape up. But our Skycast today is showing plenty of sunshine, temperatures easily climbing into the upper 50s to low 60s. Clouds increase by 5 to 6 p.m., and then here comes that widespread rain. And before you know it, the widespread rain is already gone, and that system is past us. Then we're talking about clouds and temperatures in the 50s for Friday. For today, though, looking at highs in the upper 50s to low 60s, partly cloudy skies, and your 7-day forecast, a gradual cool down over the next 7 days. Enjoy the 60s today. We're down into the 50s Friday, 40s Saturday, 30s by Monday, the first day of spring on Tuesday, and into the middle of next week. And that looks to linger for the remainder of next week. So nice weather. Let's enjoy it today. And
exactly. Again,
it's looking dry for any St. Patrick's Day festivities for Friday night and into Saturday.
All right, that's good. We hope that continues. And yeah, that's the winter of 23-24 is the first day of spring, has snowflakes in it.
Yeah, of course, spring here
almost 70
snow.
yesterday. All right, thanks, Eric. Well, former CNN host Don Lemon and billionaire business.
First look at the forecast with meteorologist Samantha Wessing. In for Bill, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Kristen. I bring the rain. Jill had beautiful, I like how
Jill brings the sun.
Jill had beautiful weather, and I've got rain for the rest of the night tonight, and cooler temperatures back on the way. I know we've been kind of getting used to the 50s and 60s this week. We're going to be back into the 30s again in the next couple of days. So a little bit of a change in the forecast as we get closer to the weekend. Let's take a look outside. You can see those cloudy skies beginning to get cloudier as we head into the evening hours. Mostly rain by the late night tonight. As you can already see that rain out in Syracuse beginning to knock on our doorstep. We're still dry here. Again, most of this will come later on this evening, especially into the overnight hours. It's going to be widespread rain throughout much of the night. So that's what I'm tracking, is that rain into early Friday morning. Cooler weather back on its way, but we do still look to be dry for the St. Patrick's Day parade. Here's a little bit of a peek of what we can expect for that morning. As I said, back into the 30s for the next couple of days, and cloudy skies for the parade. And like I said, for tonight, though, is rain. And we're only going to get down into the 40s. A full look at what you can expect for your Thursday night. That's coming up. Back over to you, Kristen.
All right, Sam, thank you. Students from 7.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
Good evening. What a beautiful day it was today. Lots of sunshine, beautiful clear skies, but those clouds building back in. We're talking rain as we head tonight into the overnight hours. You can see those cloudy skies out there on that live Nexus Center downtown Utica camera. Getting a little bit darker out there as the rain is approaching us as we continue into these evening hours. Here's our upcoming dates. We have 5 days till spring, 46 days until an 8 p.m. sunset. Cannot wait for that. And 25 days until the eclipse. Now, with 5 days of spring, you're going to think these warm temperatures, we're going to stick around with those spring-like weather. That's not going to be the case. For the next couple of days, we are actually going to drop in temperatures, getting down into the 30s by Monday. So that's start of spring. Not going to feel like what we've been feeling these past couple of days. We're going to be right back into that 30-degree weather. As you can see, the local temperatures, we got into the 60s. Some areas throughout the day today, even the 50s, upper 50s right now, 63 in Westernville, 62 in Westmoreland, down into our Southern Valley, sitting mostly in the 60s, upper 50s for these evening hours. Now, it's going to be a little bit breezy tomorrow, calming down. We have a little bit of breeze sticking with us as we head into the weekend as well. Now, I said rain on that radar, knocking on our doorstep, rain arriving in Syracuse. This widespread rain will be continuing into the evening hours, and as you can see over the past couple hours, clouds beginning to build in, that rain approaching, all due to a low pressure system with a cold front. This is going to pass over us, bringing us that rain, and then also bringing us those cooler temperatures as we head into the rest of the week. Let's take a look at that timing of everything for this evening as we continue into the late night hours. Stopping the clock at 10 p.m. Widespread rain for this evening, and that continues right on into the overnight. But take a look at this. By your Friday morning, waking up, yes, to cloudy skies, but that rain coming to an end, and we're actually looking at a dry day ahead for tomorrow. Very cloudy, temperatures back into the low 50s. Chance of a little shower for the late night hours on Friday, but most places will stay dry as we head into Saturday morning. So again, for tonight, just going to be watching that widespread rain. Look at those lows, though. Not getting too chilly this evening, staying into the mid. As we head into tomorrow, looks like one of the warmer days ahead as temperatures, like I said, dropping for the week ahead. Highs into the mid 50s. Mostly cloudy skies, not too much in the way of sunshine for tomorrow. For Saturday as well, I know that's a big day, the parade on Saturday. We're looking at temperatures back into the 40s for parade time, though. It looks like to be in the upper 30s, but at least we do look to stay dry for the first half of the weekend on Saturday. Then for your St. Patrick's Day, rain will return, and as those temperatures begin to drop, we are talking just a little bit of a light snow back into the forecast to start next week. And then spring starting, those temperatures looking a lot more like spring today. Then they're going to look for the actual first day of spring. We're back into the 30s.
All right, Sam. Thank you. A school bus driver and
So we're talking rain back in the forecast. We're going to see that overnight, but the good news, it ends by the morning. So while you're sleeping, rain, and then we'll see some clouds for tomorrow. We can see that on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Rain out in Syracuse making its way as we continue throughout these evening hours. So that's what I'm watching as we head through tonight. That rain throughout tonight into your Friday morning. Cooler weather back on its way, and looking ahead for that parade we have on Saturday for St. Patrick's Day, looking to be dry, just much cooler than we've been seeing these past couple of days, only in the 30s for the weekend, but we'll see some clouds, but fingers crossed that we stay with this dry weather as we approach the weekend. For tonight, not too cool as we dip down into the mid 40s overnight, 50s for our high on Friday, and then like I said, we're back in the 30s as we get closer to the weekend. A full look at my forecast coming up. Back with you, Kristen.
Utica Zoo animals are getting
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
Good evening. Rain approaching us as we continue into these evening hours on your Thursday. Clouds building in as well. Not as much in the way of clear blue skies like we saw earlier on today. Pretty cloudy out there. You can see that on that downtown Utica live Nexus Center cam right there. 61 degrees outside here in Utica, but clouds continuing to build on in ahead of the Nexus, and that's approaching this evening. 5 days until spring, 46 days until the 8 p.m. sunset, and 25 days until the eclipse. Now with spring, you think 61 degrees today, those temperatures, we must feeling like spring. That's not the case as we continue into the week ahead. As you can see, we're back into the 30s as we head towards the end of the week. So a lot cooler weather on its way. Today being the warmest day of the week, and then ending back in the Thursdays by the start of next week. Right now, most areas sitting in the upper 50s, low 60s as we continue throughout tonight. Same situation down in the Southern Valley, 59 in Hamilton, 58 in Cooperstown, 59 right now in Oneonta. Now, besides the cold temperature, a little bit breezy as we head into the next couple of days. Saturday looking to be a little bit quieter, but then those winds just picking up again slightly. Nothing like we saw the other day, but just a little bit breezier. We're just going to make it feel a little cooler for the next couple of days. Here's that Storm Tracker 2 Yorkville Battery live radar. Rain knocking on our doorstep. More of the heavier rain still out to our west. We'll continue to see that widespread rain as we head into the evening, overnight hours tonight. And you can see it approaching us as we continue throughout the past couple of hours. Clouds building and also low pressure system with a cold front. This is what's going to cause that weather for tonight into tomorrow. And it's also going to cause that drop in our temperatures that we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days. Timing all of this out, take a look at this. As we continue tonight, that widespread rain arriving. I stopped my clock at 10 o'clock this evening, and you'll notice this continues throughout all of the overnight hours. But waking up Friday morning, I stopped that clock at 7 a.m. We're just cloudy out there and we are dry, so we're not expecting that rain to continue throughout the day. On Friday, it's actually going to stay dry for pretty much all of your Friday, but look at that cloud coverage throughout the majority of the day. Not too much in the way of sunshine, and temperatures only getting into the 50s. For tomorrow, as we continue into Friday night, we stay dry with just the chance for a shower or two passing by, especially south of the Thruway Friday night, and then looking again to stay dry into Saturday. For this evening, like I said, just that rain. Lows not getting too cool out there, getting into the mid-40s. For tomorrow, back into the 50s, mostly cloudy, not too much in the way of sunshine as clouds will continue throughout the day on Friday. And taking a look at that 7-day forecast for the parade, looking to be dry right now, just cloudy skies out there. Again, temperatures for the parade will actually sit in the 30s, getting into the upper 40s by the afternoon. Rain for your St. Patrick's Day, and then we're back into the 30s to start next week. More of News Channel 2 after the break.
With meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
Good evening. We're talking rain back in the forecast this evening. What a beautiful day it was today. We got into the 60s. We're only going to get into the 40s as we head into these evening overnight hours. You can see that Storm Tracker 2 live radar right there. That rain knocking on our doorstep. Heavier rain out towards Syracuse. And it's going to be widespread heavy rain throughout tonight. And it's going to come to an end, though, by Friday morning. The end of your work week looking to be dry. Cooler weather back on its way, but looking to be dry for St. Patrick's Day. And you can see that parade preview right there. Going to be chillier with temperatures only in the 30s for Saturday, but it does look to be dry and it looks to be a little bit cloudy on Saturday. And there's our Skycast, Amelia and Duke out in Oneida for this evening. Like I said, we're only going to get into the mid-40s overnight, but that rain arriving at sunset, and then that's going to continue right on until the early morning on Friday. Have a look at that end of the work week forecast coming up. Back over to you, Kristen.
All right, Samantha, thank you. Utica Zoo animals are getting checkups.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
Good evening. What a beautiful day it was today. Temperatures getting into the 60s. Sunshine out there as well. Things going to change slightly as we head into this evening. Clouds building in, rain on its way as well. Let's take a look at that live Nexus Center downtown Utica camera. Clouds you can already see beginning to build in as we continue this evening. We're looking at some cloudy skies for the next couple of days. Not too much in the way of sunshine. Notable coming dates here. We have 5 days till spring, 46 days until an 8 p.m. sunset. I cannot wait for that. And then 25 days until the eclipse. Now with spring in 5 days, you're thinking it's been feeling like spring. We're going to stay warmer for the next couple of days. That is not the case. As we continue throughout the week, into the weekend, start of next week, temperatures decreasing as we continue on. And we're talking back into the 30s to start next week. So cooler weather back on its way. That's not the case this evening. Many areas sticking into the 60s, upper 50s for this evening. Same situation down in our Southern Valley, 60s, upper 50s for now. We're only going to get into the mid-40s as we continue overnight. It's going to be a little bit breezy for our Friday, cloudy as well. We will quiet down on Saturday, and then that breeze continues on into the start of next week. Here's your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Rain on its way. Some heavier rain, as you can see, out towards Syracuse. All of this will move on as we continue throughout tonight. Widespread rain expected this evening into the overnight hours, and you can see those clouds building in, that rain moving on in as well. Low pressure system playmaker for this. That's going to push on through along with the cold front. It's going to bring us that wet weather. It's also going to bring us that drop in our temperatures as we continue throughout this week. Let's time all of this out. Heading throughout the evening on Thursday, stopping my clock at 10 p.m. As you can see, that widespread rain expected by the late night hours tonight. This is all going to continue into the overnight. Some heavier periods of rain as well, but I stopped that clock 7 a.m. dry. So we will start the morning out dry on Friday. All of this rain coming throughout the overnight hours, starting the day in the 40s. We will get into the 50s by the afternoon, but clouds sticking with us throughout the majority of the day on Friday. We do have the slight chance for just a quick rain shower throughout the late night hours on Friday, but we do stay dry for the most part, and we will continue to be dry as we head into Saturday. So again, for tonight, we're into the mid-40s overnight. Widespread rain expected just for the overnight hours. Tomorrow we are dry, not too much in the way of sunshine, mostly cloudy skies. Highs back into the 50s, and then as we take a look at that 7-day forecast, still looking to be dry for the St. Patrick's Day parade. Rain returns on St. Patrick's Day, and then there you can see that decrease. We're talking 30s to start next week.
All right, Sam, thank you. Still to come here on News Channel 2 at 6, new to Netflix.
With Ben Kinney.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ben Kinney. Jason has the night off. It felt a lot like spring in central New York today. Will the temps stick around? Let's find out. Meteorologist Sam Wessing is in at the Weather Center tonight.
Good evening. Rain will continue tonight into the overnight hours. The good news, it looks to stop by the start of the day on Friday. Temperatures, though, they're not going to cool off too much as we continue overnight. We're sitting in the upper 40s now, looking to get into the mid 40s as we continue throughout the overnight hours. There's a look at that evening radar. Widespread rain, like I said, expected to arrive now all the way until tomorrow. That's what I'm going to be watching, is that rain throughout the overnight hours. Along with that rain, though, we are talking cooler temperatures back by next week. We're going to continue this cool down as we finish off this week. We're hoping going to get back into the 30s by next week, and it does look to be dry for the St. Patrick's Day parade. Here's a little sneak peek at what we're looking at. Cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 30s for the parade, but at least, like I said, it does look to be dry. So we continue throughout those overnight hours. As you can see, temperatures really not going to fall off too much for tonight. Just that rain throughout the overnight. A full look at what you can expect for your forecast tonight into tomorrow. That's coming up. Back over to you.
Sam, thank you very much. New tonight, FX.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
Good evening. I'm going to start with those notable coming dates here in Central New York. We are 5 days away from spring, 46 days until that 8 p.m. sunset. That's pretty exciting. 25 days until the eclipse. Now, with spring right around the corner, we've been feeling so spring-like these past couple days, getting in the 60s today. That's not the case as we continue towards next week. Look at that temperature decrease over the next couple of days. We're talking back into the 30s by the start of the work week next week. So some cooler weather back on its way, and that's not going to affect us though for tonight. Take a look at these lows, getting down into the 50s, upper 40s as we head throughout the overnight hours. We're going to start the day tomorrow in the mid 40s, so a warmer start to your Friday. A little bit breezy though, and be aware that we are going to quiet down on Saturday. Just a little bit breezier as we continue into Sunday and Monday as well. It's going to feel a little chillier out there, especially with those cooler temperatures. Here's a look at that evening radar. Widespread rain entering our region as we continue throughout the overnight hours. This is going to push on through, coming to an end by the morning on Friday. All of this due to a low pressure system. This is going to push on through, cold front with it as well, and that's what's going to cause the rain tonight and the drop in our temperatures over the next couple of days. We can time all of this out using that Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. Widespread rain, heavier pockets of rain at times, especially as we head into those overnight hours. You can see a little bit of those yellows and oranges on that radar as we continued overnight. Some heavier rain this evening. Dry though. That clock is stopped at 7 a.m. Cloudy skies and dry to start your Friday, and we continue to stay dry throughout the majority of the day. Friday, those clouds, though, they're not budging. We're not going to see too much in the way of sunshine. Temperatures into the 50s, and then as we continue into the evening, clouds sticking around, staying dry also. The best chance for a slight rain shower will be well south of the Thruway, but most areas staying dry even as we continue into Friday night. So like I said, for this evening, the only thing we're going to be watching for tonight is that widespread rain, heavier pockets of rain associated with that as we continue overnight. Lows getting into the mid 40s for your Friday. Not looking like a bad day overall, mostly cloudy skies, highs back into the 50s, and it's going to be one of the warmer days over the next couple of days. Saturday, big day here in Utica with that St. Patrick's Day parade. It does look to be dry, but definitely want to have that coat as the start of the parade, looking to begin the day in the upper 30s. We will get into the upper 40s by the evening on Saturday. Sunday, rain returns for your St. Patrick's Day, and then you can see that cool down. We're back down into the 30s. Chance of some light snow for Monday and Tuesday, but feeling like pretty chilly for the start of spring.
Coming up,
The news with Ben Kinney.
good evening, everyone. I'm Ben Kinney. Jason has the night off. It felt a lot like spring out there in central New York today, didn't it? Well, will it stick around? Let's find out. Meteorologist Sam Wessing is in at the Weather Center tonight with a first look at your forecast.
Good evening. Rain will continue tonight into the overnight hours. The good news, it looks to stop by the start of the day on Friday. Temperatures, though, they're not going to cool off too much as we continue overnight. We're sitting in the upper 40s now, looking to get into the mid 40s as we continue throughout the overnight hours. There's a look at that evening radar. Widespread rain, like I said, expected to arrive now all the way until tomorrow. That's what I'm going to be watching, is that rain throughout the overnight hours. Along with that rain, though, we are talking cooler temperatures back by next week. We're going to continue this cool down as we finish off this week. We're hoping going to get back into the 30s by next week, and it does look to be dry for the St. Patrick's Day parade. Here's a little sneak peek at what we're looking at. Cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 30s for the parade, but at least, like I said, it does look to be dry. So we continue throughout those overnight hours. As you can see, temperatures really not going to fall off too much for tonight. Just that rain throughout the overnight. A full look at what you can expect for your forecast tonight into tomorrow. That's coming up. Back over to you.
Sam, thank you very much. New tonight, FX.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
Good evening. I'm going to start with those notable coming dates here in Central New York. We are 5 days away from spring, 46 days until that 8 p.m. sunset. That's pretty exciting. 25 days until the eclipse. Now, with spring right around the corner, we've been feeling so spring-like these past couple days, getting in the 60s today. That's not the case as we continue towards next week. Look at that temperature decrease over the next couple of days. We're talking back into the 30s by the start of the work week next week. So some cooler weather back on its way, and that's not going to affect us though for tonight. Take a look at these lows, getting down into the 50s, upper 40s as we head throughout the overnight hours. We're going to start the day tomorrow in the mid 40s, so a warmer start to your Friday. A little bit breezy though, and be aware that we are going to quiet down on Saturday. Just a little bit breezier as we continue into Sunday and Monday as well. It's going to feel a little chillier out there, especially with those cooler temperatures. Here's a look at that evening radar. Widespread rain entering our region as we continue throughout the overnight hours. This is going to push on through, coming to an end by the morning on Friday. All of this due to a low pressure system. This is going to push on through, cold front with it as well, and that's what's going to cause the rain tonight and the drop in our temperatures over the next couple of days. We can time all of this out using that Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. Widespread rain, heavier pockets of rain at times, especially as we head into those overnight hours. You can see a little bit of those yellows and oranges on that radar as we continued overnight. Some heavier rain this evening. Dry though. That clock is stopped at 7 a.m. Cloudy skies and dry to start your Friday, and we continue to stay dry throughout the majority of the day. Friday, those clouds, though, they're not budging. We're not going to see too much in the way of sunshine. Temperatures into the 50s, and then as we continue into the evening, clouds sticking around, staying dry also. The best chance for a slight rain shower be well south of the Thruway, but most areas staying dry even as we continue into Friday night. So like I said, for this evening, the only thing we're going to be watching for tonight is that widespread rain, heavier pockets of rain associated with that as we continue overnight. Lows getting into the mid 40s. For your Friday, not looking like a bad day overall. Mostly cloudy skies, highs back into the 50s, and it's going to be one of the warmer days over the next couple of days. Saturday, big day here in Utica with that St. Patrick's Day parade. It does look to be dry, but definitely want to have that coat as the start of the parade, looking to begin the day in the upper 30s. We will get into the upper 40s by the evening on Saturday. Sunday, rain returns for your St. Patrick's Day, and then you can see that cool down. We're back down into the 30s. Chance of some light snow for Monday and Tuesday, but feeling like pretty chilly